Hi all, I am Shawnee, the Tarot Witch, and I am here today with your 6-card clarity spread. And this is going to allow us to see what energy we should focus on this week of March 25th through, what's the ending of this week? It is the 31st, right? Yes, until the 31st, to the ending of the week. I think maybe the first or the second is the end of the week. Not entirely sure, but this will be a reading for the week ahead. And I hope that this resonates with some of you. Now, I ask for my spirit guides, my ancestors, divine beings of light, any other divine being that can aid us and assist us in interpreting the energy of this week. I invite you in. I ask that you give us a message that will help us understand what we may face this week, what obstacles we may overcome, and what we should focus our attention on mostly. Thank you. And I come on behalf of the collective so that we may see what's hiding underneath and bring light to the shadows we need to deal with. And we know in all things you help us see what can benefit our highest and greatest good. And we thank you. All right. Let's see what we get today, guys. Okay. There are 2 cards that just came out there. Oh, another. I didn't even see this card fell on my lap here. So we'll do that. And then we also will do this. So we already have 3 cards out here. Do another. Okay. Ooh. And one more. All right. So this week's energy is the 3 of Wands. All right. That's the cycle this week that we're facing. And the 3 of Wands shows this man looking out into the world. And remember, wands are all about activity, passion, fire, okay? Now, this week, you may be casting your views out into the world or casting your views beyond what you normally would look for. The energy of this week is you're looking like, what else is out there? What else can I do? What else, what might I not be focusing on that I should be focusing on? What other opportunities lie out there? And because the wands is a fire element, you're going to feel like you can take on a lot as you're going, casting your net out. I think that's a good phrase, casting out your net. And you can see that there's these boats out here. So it's like going to find a new world. When Christopher Columbus or whoever went and found the new world, they had to look beyond what they saw out into the unknown. So this week you may be feeling like you want to cast your net wider. You want to see what other possibilities, what other opportunities, certain things like that may be out there that you want to, see what you can see what you can accomplish, see what else is out there. All right. So how we can move through this cycle this week of going out and seeing is with the Queen of Swords. How we can move more gracefully, more humbly this week. It's the Queen of Swords, but it's reversed, which is interesting because this is the energy. Whenever you see the queen or a king, this resembles a person or the energy of the person, right? So upside down, so automatically I'm seeing that we have to be very mindful of the things we say this week. I'm already seeing that. Because when something's reversed, that means it's blocked. And what we need to do is unblock that so that we could move through it more gracefully or humbly. And the Queen of Swords, let me take a little look at this, okay? There's a bird flying that I like. I like that. And there's clouds all over. It's the cloak is like clouds, and then the her crown is butterflies, so that's flight. And then there's a bird, so the sky is like a huge thing. There's this angel with wings. So when I see of that, I think of messages coming in, or how quickly words move, how quickly words cut. And she's holding the a sword in her hand, and she's holding and on her wrist here is a red bracelet. So courage, flight, that's what I'm saying, flight, how words can. So this week, as you're going out and seeing all these things that can be out there for you, maybe it's good to keep a note of the things that are being said around you, or how quickly the words, how your words can pass on ears, and it can go bounce from person to person to person to person. So maybe you should be more reserved with what you say this week. As you're casting out your net, maybe you shouldn't tell as many people, Maybe the time to tell others what you're doing or what you're seeing isn't right now. So what you're going to learn this week, and that is the Two of Swords, okay? So this is an interesting card, the Two of Swords. Because she has her arms up like this, like no. Like she's protecting herself from something. And she has a blindfold on, right? And she's holding these swords. So it's almost like she's keeping herself from making or choosing what to say or knowing what to say. Because if she took the blindfolds off, then she could see the swords, right? And the moon is there, which talks about her subconscious. So I feel like with this, this week you might learn how to choose between what the shadow wants you to say and what your higher self wants you to say, and take the blindfold off so that you're not confused, because you're confusing yourself. As you're going out and seeing what's out there in the world, maybe you'll know how to discern between what the shadow is trying to say and what the higher self is saying. Because you want to protect yourself from something. You're trying to protect yourself. And it could be from failure. It could be from the negativity that other people are saying about what you want to do. You're protecting yourself. Maybe the blindfold isn't really protecting you the way that you think it is. The blindfold could be holding you back. Okay, so what's leaving? And that's the Hierophant. Okay, so when we see the Hierophant, we think of tradition, we think of, and one more thing about the Two of Swords. The twos are always about a choice or a decision. And you can either choose to live in the darkness or step into the light. You can choose to live in your shadow, or you can choose to make the decision to surrender to the higher self. Blindfolded, you will not surrender to your higher self. You can't surrender to your higher self being blindfolded. You have to step into your divineness with eyes wide open. Now the Hierophant is all about traditions, and maybe this week as you cast your net out into the world and you're seeing all these things, the tradition aspect of what you are expected to do or what your family has raised you to do, maybe you can stop closing yourself into that box, like you have to do what your family wants. You have to follow the tradition and be a nurse or be a doctor or be this, da, da, da. Maybe you can cast that aside and really focus on what you really want. Or maybe, because the Hierophant's also a teacher, maybe you can teach someone else to go out into the world and do what they want. Cast their nets wider. See beyond what current dream they have for themselves. Okay? And what's really interesting is what's on its way in is the High Priestess. Okay? So as you're looking out into the world, the High Priestess she signifies higher realms, accessing higher realms. And it's interesting because I was talking about the higher self, and this woman with the blindfold, she can resemble the High Priestess. A lot of her resembles the High Priestess, okay? So she made the decision, two of swords, she made the decision to take that leap of faith and walk into her higher self, the High Priestess, okay? Who is her intuitive side, trusting the word of the higher self, her intuitive side, her wise woman, her inner wise woman. And she and the moon, so subconscious, she has power over the shadow self, or she has embraced the shadow self, as you will, okay? So there's just so much here. So everything's not always black and white, you know. Sometimes things are black and white, but not everything is. And there's more than meets the eye. More than meets the eye, okay? So our medicine for the week is the 9 of Swords. That's our medicine for the week. That's our medicine. Now, this shows this man in bed, holding his hand, holding his, like he's ashamed or scared or worried. And I feel like in my head, what I keep hearing is words can be the real nightmare. Words can be the real bad dream, okay? The things that others say to us, or things that we say to other people, can keep us up at night. Your medicine for the week is, as you're going out into the world, looking at what you can do, seeing the other jobs or opportunities or things, be mindful of how you speak. Be mindful of that. And as you bring yourself home, you know, when you come home at the end of each day, think of the things that you've said or the message that you've left for the day, okay? Think of the things that you could have done differently this week, okay? Be mindful of how you speak this week, because 9 is right before 10, right? And 10 is all about completion. With the 10 of Swords, it's about the death, because it's the swords in the back. So usually right before the completion, we get hit with the mother lode, right before something is complete, right? So right before we get to that 10, we have this person keeping themselves up, like they're having nightmares, like there's this fear, right? There's this fear. And in order for you to go out and cast your net and look at what's out there, you cannot have fear. You cannot have fear of what others may say. You cannot have fears that you're going to fail. You cannot have fear that you may not succeed, that you may not find a better opportunity. You have to just do it, correct? So this 9 of Swords, and again, this may not be the general meaning of the 9 of Swords, but this is what I'm getting, okay? This is what I'm seeing here. It's that the words are your biggest, how others feel about you or what you're doing cannot be your biggest fear. The thoughts that others have about you cannot keep you up at night, okay? You have to go out and do what you want to do without any worry about what other people may think, you know? Because all this week I'm seeing you want to do something, you want to go out, you want to see what's more, but the only person really holding you back is yourself, okay? Words are a huge thing this week, or messages or things that are said in passing. So keep in mind of the things that you say this week, or things that other people say this week. Don't jump into action. Really this week, focus on listening to your intuition, to your intuitive nature. Focus on listening to that. Focus on trusting yourself and seeing how far you can go with listening to your higher priestess. Okay? I hope that made sense. You know what I will do, because I keep looking at it? I will just pick one of my oracle, angel and oracles. I'll just pick one really quickly. Very, very quickly. And one just fell out. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Enjoy growth and reap rewards, okay? Enjoy growth. There's fruit hanging out the tree. She's holding a fruit. It's the lady. Feminine. I'm seeing femininity this week. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Growth. Let's think about that. Growth is going and seeing what else the world has for you. Growth is making the decision to trust in your higher self. Growth is not listening to the negative words that other people say about what you can and cannot do. That's growth. Growth is knowing that you don't have to do the tradition that's in your family. You don't have to do that. You can seek other mentors. Growth is knowing when to speak and when not to speak. So growth is change. Change is adaptation. And you'd be very surprised at what you can receive when you decide to just surrender and grow. Many blessings. As always, if you want a reading, email me. My YouTube link is in my bio. And I hope you guys like this message. Have a good one. Bye.